Yo guys, what's up? So, had a rough night last night. I don't want to talk about it, but I have been doing some work, personal work, mental work, work on myself, trying to figure things out for me, my steps for the future, and my plans for the future, and how I'm going to achieve them and go about them. So, I just have a little conversation that I want to talk to you guys about, and this is going to be a 4-part series, but this is going to be the first part to the series, and I just want to talk about the power of choosing one area at a time in life when you're trying to improve, so you don't get overwhelmed. And the idea is that you want to start small and pick one thing at a time. It's called the power of choosing one domain. Alright, that's the title of the video. And basically, you want to avoid overwhelm by narrowing your focus to one thing at a time. Have tunnel vision, as some of you call it. And I just want to let you guys know that you don't need to fix your whole entire life in a week or in a day. Just pick one thing at a time, because by doing this, trying to fix everything or trying to learn everything all at once in one day or in one week, you're just going to stress yourself the fuck out and overwhelm yourself. So I don't want you guys to do that. I want you guys to pick one thing that you struggle with or that needs work in your area of life, and pick that one thing only and work on that for a week or 3 days or whatever your choice of time is, until you feel like you can move on to the next area. So I want you guys to introduce the concept of domains or specific areas in your life. And for example, whatever it is that you struggle with, whether it's money, mindset, trading psychology, budgeting, maintenance, editing, recording, any of those things, like those are some of my personals, but yours may be different. Like maybe you want to learn how to work on cars, or maybe you want to learn how to live stream video games. Those are things that, well, live streaming video games is not something I would do now that I'm an adult, but learning how to fix cars is something I would like to learn how to do, but it's not my main priority, and that'll probably get put off for a while. But some of you probably have that as your main focus now, so you just want to focus on that, learn from that, try and improve on that day by day, one brick at a time. And when it comes to, like, for example, budgeting, right? I don't make a lot. Some of you guys don't make a lot from your job, even though you work your ass off. And some of us have unhealthy habits or things that are detrimental to our budget. For me, it's smoking weed and buying food. Alright? And I may not look like I eat a lot, but I just have a fast metabolism. So, yeah, food and weed are my biggest expenses in life right now. And I noticed that last time I quit smoking weed, I had so much more money. So that's only one reason that I quit smoking weed. That is definitely not the main reason, but it's just one small reason. And this allows me to have more money that I can use to take my money and trade my money for money. Because right now, what am I doing? Going to work and trading time for money. We only have a limited time on this earth. We don't know when our last day is gonna be. We don't know when we're gonna die. God forbid, it's anytime soon. But we just don't know, so we have to make the most of everything. And things that set us back, there's no reason to have them in our lives. So cut the things out that you feel that aren't helping you progress, or even if it finds satisfaction to you, like you find satisfaction in it, if it's not helping you progress, then there's no reason to have it in your life. And for me, those two biggest things that I had to cut out of my life is video games and weed. Those two things alone, those are the biggest detriments to my life in the past, so I had to cut them out. And I've cut video games out. I'll pick it up and play every once in a while, like rarely, like maybe once a week or a couple times a month, but I'll play for a few hours and get off. And they won't see me on that, like anybody that I play with, they won't see me on that game for a while, and they're always asking me, where are you at? Why don't you play no more? And I tell them, I'm like, bro, I got better things to do with my life. I'm trying to grind, I'm trying to hustle, I'm trying to get to a higher position in life, and I'm trying to elevate myself in my life and my circumstances so I can do what I want, see who I want, bless who I want, and, just have time freedom. Because nobody wants to go and work at a job 8-12 hours a day. Shit. Nobody even wants to do that. And the only way that we can free ourselves from a job is to be able to financially free ourselves independently. no matter which way it is, whether it's trading, or I know that I've watched videos on YouTube of people doing car detailing, or washing people's like driveways. I think like things like that make you money. Those things make you money. They're side hustles. Obviously, you don't want to quit your job unless you're making enough to sustain yourself and it's reliable. So sometimes they'll have to stay side hustles for a while until you can figure it out. But even then, that's still trading time for money. You still got to go to a client's house and do all that, or have a shop that you've put money into to car detail and buy products. That's still trading time for money, but you're having a higher return because it's your business. You're the owner and you're the runner. But to trade money for money, we'll have to say that trading is one way, but that's not the only way to trade money for money. There's other ways, right? You can do drop shipping. You can buy and reflip stuff for double the price, triple the price. I mean, that one takes a little bit of time, but you can have online businesses that generate income while you're sleeping. You're putting money into it, and it's giving you a higher return than what you put into it, so you're making money with money. And the time's gonna pass, but you don't have to physically work as hard on that once you have it up and running with a solid foundation as you would have to work at a fucking job. Well, with my recommendation for you guys and myself to take it slowly, day by day, week by week, brick by brick, once you build the foundation, is you have to stack them small wins so you can build your confidence and you have proof that you've been making progress. Because, well, yeah, basically when you stack small wins day by day, those small wins turn into a snowball, right? And as you stack wins and wins and wins, let's think about it as a snowball. As that snowball starts small and then rolls and rolls and rolls down that hill, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, slowly by slowly, right? That's the same thing as these small W's. You don't want to make, if any of y'all have read Atomic Habits, you probably know what I'm talking about. But you don't want to try and make a huge drastic change in your life all at once, because all that's going to do is burn you out and stress you out. You want to take it step by step. Imagine if you couldn't see in the dark. You can't see ahead of you, but you know where you're going. You have to look at your feet and take it one step at a time so you don't trip and fall or stumble. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as a snowball effect. You take it step by step, rotation by rotation, until it builds and builds and builds and builds. And then before you know it, that snowball it'll be so big that you can't even stop it at that point. The riches will flow so fast, if that's what your goal is. But riches come as a result, and abundance comes as a result of having skills that you can make money with. Whatever the skill may be. Money doesn't come, it comes from you developing skills in life and providing value to people. The more value that you can provide, the more money that you will make. So learn as much as y'all can, develop your skills, and never stop grinding. And I want you guys to let me know, right? What are your areas of domain? What do you want to improve in? What are you gonna choose to try and learn or improve this week? And whatever that is, try and make it your only focus. Obviously that you're working on, because obviously we have other things in life that we have to worry about and take care of. But with that little bit of free time that you have, that you may have throughout your busy ass day, because some of y'all are very busy, I'm not gonna hold that against you. That's actually a great thing. You don't want to be sitting on your ass, because if you're sitting on your ass, then time's just flying by, passing you by, and you can't get that time back. Every breath you take, you can no longer get those breaths back. They're dead. So make the most of every single moment and take it moment by moment, just like I said, step by step. And just let me know what you guys think that you need to work on in your life, what areas need work, what you're gonna try and improve on this week from this video. Yo, what's up, guys? So on my valuation account today, I had risked I didn't risk more than I usually risk, to be honest. I just took more trades than I usually take. Usually I take 2 to 3 trades on the evaluation account. Today I took 4 trades before hitting my daily loss limit of $1,200 with my funded futures. And I was trading my other time frame My other strategy, if any of y'all come from Andre's group, y'all know who Bells is. I was trading his strategy. And Nas, y'all already know how Nas is. Nas is a fucking hoe. Straight hoe. That's the bitch that take your bread and leave. Like many of these bitches out here do. But let's not get off topic, right? So I had took buys on Nas, and that bitch came down and kept dropping. I lost 3 times taking buys, and then after I lost the 3rd time, that bitch went the fuck straight up, like just a bull run. And so I was watching a supply and demand zone. I don't remember which one is like for sales, but yeah, supply and demand is a part of that strategy in some cases. And so well, since Nas had died, basically when New York session opened, I took sales for my last trade. I'm like, okay, it's just retracing, so we'll take sales off of this supply and demand zone. And so I took sales, and it came down damn near to TP1, but I don't think I would have broken even because of how small the stop loss is and shit, and the take profit. So it didn't hit TP1 either way, and I probably wouldn't have broken even there with that trading strategy anyways. And then it turned around and went up and stopped me out. Unfortunate. So I was right, I mean, but I still had 4 out of 4 fucking losses, and I was right. So that just goes to show that you can be right about what the market's gonna do, but if the timing's off, then it's fucked. You know, you want to combine your bias with timing, and if you have timing and your bias is correct, then oh, I don't know if y'all could hear that little beat, but on my actual funded account, I just hit TP for about $100, so that's a dub. So on my, let me see. So on my funded account, I took 1 trade off of my main strategy. You know, I got the rules right there, so I can remind myself every time I sit down and trade. You know, that's Andre's strategy that I trade on my funded account because I find that strategy to be more reliable. Now with Bell's strategy, it works very well, but it's a smaller time frame strategy, and sometimes you can take a bunch of losses before you hit a trade. But the risk to reward, it's like that because the risk to reward is fucking insane sometimes. You know, you can hit a fucking 1 to 10. It's like a get rich quick scheme for trading, and it's a great strategy, but I can't teach y'all the strategy. Y'all would have to hit Bells up for that strategy. That's a secret hidden gem. But yeah, that shit is really good, but I just suck with it. It's me, it's not the strat, it's me. Let's be honest here. And in many cases, it's not the strat, it's us. We know what we have to do, we know what we have to not do, but it's about doing it and staying disciplined day by day. Like, I was talking to somebody in the chat, right? And they said, man, I was almost about to get my payout, and then some bullshit happened, and yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I know how you feel. That should be discouraging as fuck sometimes, because you about to be like this close to getting a payout, and then you'll take a couple losses and be down a little bit, and now it's gonna take a little bit longer, you know, for you to meet that profit target if you're trading prop firms and get your payout. So I'm like, yeah, I know how you feel, bro, but I'm like, shit. What I tell him, I told his ass, you know, I know how you feel. That shit definitely does be discouraging, but we already too far in this shit to give up. And the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, we just gotta keep going. And I don't think there will ever truly be an end to the markets, because there definitely will not be. They were here a long time before we were born, and they'll be here a long time after we're gone. So there is no end of the rainbow, but you can still get that pot of gold by riding the rainbow. I mean, I guess if that makes any fucking sense. I don't know where I was going with that one, but yeah. So if y'all are traders, I hope y'all won something today, and if y'all lost, I hope y'all take the losses, journal them, because I didn't take my losses and journal them. I think I screenshotted one of the losses, and that's it. So I know them mentally, and it's still fresh in my mind, so I can still man, these niggas going crazy in the chat, but I can still learn something from it because it's fresh in my mind, and I'm kind of like internally analyzing it. But it's probably better to
write it down, put it on paper to where you can see it in front of you. That might help a little bit more. If you can't mentally internalize it and learn something from it, like in your head, you might want to write it down until you can get used to shit like that. But everybody's different, so what works for me isn't going to work for you, obviously. So find what works for you, and I found what works for me. Both strategies are great, but I do prefer Andre's strategy because it's 1 to 2 trades a day and there's not many spots that you can find an entry. But the trading strategy does play out almost every day. Obviously, no strategy is going to work out every single day or even give you an opportunity every single day, but it works out more often than not. So yeah, obviously with that was a strategy, I still am gonna work on it, but that one's been put off to the side a little bit, so that's why I'm not great with it, because I haven't done as much work and progress and backtesting on that one as I have done with Andre's strategy. And yeah, in the past, strategy hopping is fucking me up, and sometimes it does fuck me up, I won't lie. And basically when I strategy hop back and forth, I already know I'm stepping on my own foot in some cases, but hey, I guess I'm gonna have to just learn from the shit, you know, whether I gotta take a bunch of fucking more losses until I finally learn, or unless I can just figure this shit out and make it work. But yeah, hope y'all stay blessed, stay prosperous, have a great day whether you won or lost. If you lost, learn something from it. If you won, you could possibly learn something from it. But yeah, y'all take care, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.